Hi there. Gonna do a quick update here on the season and chat about a few things. And I want to start. I want to thank my subscribers. I ended up this year. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but in trying to take and convey, my passion for the for trapping. It seems it's kind of caught on, and other people, they feel the same way, and that's you, the viewers. So I really appreciate you subscribing, and anybody that can take and pass along my information, and to take and grow my channel, and to take and grow the profession of trapping, and pass along an understanding that it's not try to find the people that are understanding and that can actually communicate and share differing views on the subject, but yet still have an appreciation for what we do. It seems like people that actually want to take and have the conversation with me, I mean, it's hard for me not just to go on and on and on. I've researched it. I've gone back, the early 1900s, the 1800s, the 1700s, and I looked at try to learn as much as I can about the subject, and as far as it relates to Canada and North America and the Europeans that came here, and what they saw in the beaver and the sea otter, to name a few very key species, and how wild it kind of went from there. I mean, it was like gold, and to walk with an understanding that a large part of North America, as it exists today, it was driven by the fur industry. That's what built this country. And for me, I'll talk anybody's ear off, anybody that'll give me the time of day. So I love it, everything about it. So yeah, I want to thank the subscribers. I want to thank you guys for. I'm glad you guys enjoy it as I do, and I've got a lot of stuff. I've got a lot of footage yet to come. Unfortunately, still a lot of it. It's I walk around holding my camera, and I'm trying. I'm not I create a lot more blooper reels than I actually create footage that I can actually take and show, but don't matter. Doesn't matter to me. I know that once I get home and I take the time to turn my camera on, what ends up happening is I capture the I capture enough that it's usable, and my camera falls down, my camera's in the snow, my camera quits working. I got one particular set there. It seems like every time I go to check, and it's a short little check, it's like 8 snares, and I catch 2 or 3 coyotes every time I've gone there. I've only gone there a few times, but when I get to my favorite set, which is the last one, I call it the Peter Pan set, because every time a coyote gets caught, he jumps over the edge, and there's no way for him to recover. So the little trail that's there, it's always pristine. Catch a coyote, he falls over the cliff, and so yeah, I hit a lot of loopers, but I just don't get dejected. I just keep on keeping on. But yeah, I just want to thank all you guys again, and 1,000 subscribers. Just a few short months ago, I was at like 300 and some, and there was a few things that happened, and I don't know. I haven't even researched the YouTube on how to maximize and do all that stuff. I just splash all my data on there, just because I like it, and I know there's others that are out there liking it, and maybe one day I can figure some stuff out and capitalize on a little bit of a higher level. I've been watching other YouTube channels. I try to watch whenever I can. I check out other related trapping stories and friends of mine, and it seems like my network it did not take long, and I was communicating with people on the East Coast, communicating with people in the Northwest Territories, all the way up to the Arctic Ocean, Inuit communities. Down in the U.S., splattered through the U.S. Trapping seems to be very, very popular in the U.S. And this coyote here that I caught this winter, this is as good as anything that I've ever caught. And he's very, very uniform, thick and long through the back. His sides are, when you run your hand through, it's hard for you to get to the gray hair. It's really thick and just downy soft, and nice light belly. I haven't done anything to this fur. I combed it, brushed it, but realized I don't know if I made a mistake, and I should have. One thing that I haven't delved into yet is taxidermy skinning coyotes, like getting good ones. So I don't know what the market is for something like that. I have started to kind of fan my tails out, give them that appearance, because one thing that I haven't gotten yet is I haven't gotten a top lot for coyote, and I want it. I want a top lot certificate. I know I'm getting those coyotes. I have gotten them. So I'm just going to try a couple of new little improvements on my skinning methods. Everything that they're going to use on this animal for trim, it's all there. There's just absolutely nothing wrong with it. But I do get a kick out of getting those top lot certificates. I really enjoy that. Had a good winter so far. Catching gray wolves, catching a lot of coyotes and marten. Just was out, carry a British Columbia license for a trap line there as well. A good friend of mine there has a trap line, and I went there, and unfortunately it was too long of a period that we waited there, and there was a few foxes that were eaten, lynx that was eaten. So it's it's such a privilege for me to have the option of trapping locally, trapping a partnered line of my own here in Alberta, and then also in BC. And maybe one day, I'm dreaming maybe, but I'd like to go and visit some of these trap lines that guys like you on YouTube and on some of these forums and Facebook groups that I see and I chat with. In time. But I took a good friend of mine, Smokey, out with me recently here. Well, actually, 2 weekends in a row, we went and trapped my line in the mountains here in Alberta, and then we went to BC, and unfortunately, my snowmobile blew up. I think it's a head gasket that went. Just had just driving slowly down the trail, and it lost all of its power. I could still feel it on the throttle, but it just bogged right down, and I knew right away something was very, 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 very wrong. And no sooner had I come to a stop that as I tried to keep it running just gently on the throttle, just to in wonderment, fog and everything just started billowing out from the whole engine compartment, so that I could smell antifreeze. So really got me down, but what I did is I turned my camera on and had a quick laugh about it. I mean, what are you gonna do, right? And my buddy Smokey was there, but the trail conditions, they weren't good enough for his machine to pull me out. When, of course, we were all the way back. So Smokey knew some good friends in a nearby community, and they came out, and the next morning with world-class machinery, and they drug it out. They wouldn't take nothing for it, and that's the first time I've ever had a machine let me down, but it was such a cool experience. Really, it kind of tugged at the heart a little bit to know, people out there that exist. And then they had a fun day of riding and, hanging out with trappers and stuff like that. So, interesting experience to be sure. So yeah, I've got a bunch more footage I'm going to take, and I'll make a bunch more videos here shortly, but I did want to take this opportunity to thank you, the viewers. I'm glad you like what I'm putting out, and I'm in this thing for the long haul. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of things that are happening right now with my world of trapping. Very, very busy, and there's so many things that I could be doing right now. But I think that maybe one of the most important things is to try to give back. I've got some other ideas about giving back, and all the while, I mean, I need as much as I can to survive on right now with my family and I, but I'm using the avenue of my Solo Trapper channel, and anything that there is that anybody can take and learn. I'm just gaining more and more and more experience, and what I'm doing is, fortunately or unfortunately, I know I've had some comments about some of the stuff that I've done that has, people point at and say, well, why is that guy doing that? That guy should be knowing better. Well, I'm just learning on the fly. I'm well over 100 coyotes this year, and I can tell you, practice makes perfect. You really start to develop, better practices and so on and so forth. But I'm transparent about what I do. Porcupine quill. I'm completely transparent. Well, I got nothing to take and hide, and I'll show you my imperfections, and I'm as human as the next person. One person will call me an expert. Another person, looks at me and compares me to guys that they kill 900 coyotes in a winter. Doesn't matter to me. What I'm here to do is I'm here to take and share what I do, share what I learn, and pass that along if it can take and help anybody, and then just enjoy the process. I mean, it's so hard to not just be overwhelmed by being busy, but we're all busy. It doesn't need to be said, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm loving what I do. And I'm glad you do as well. I hope you enjoy the rest of the season. As far as being busy goes, I got some fur I got to look after today. My kids at the rink. Well, 3 of my kids are at the rink right now playing hockey, so I got to go pick one up and then skin a few furs today. And hope to meet some of my subscribers in the future here. Interprovincially, I would really, really like in the future here to figure out a way to get to some of these other provincial and state trapping functions and meet some people and as a precursor announce that I'll be there, and at the off chance that I can take and meet some of what I've seen you guys post on Facebook and YouTube and so on, it would be an awesome experience. So so thank you very much, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the season. Good luck trapping. Solo Trapper out.